Last night, a new mystery appeared in the world of ABBA. A snippet of an alternate mix of Don't Shut Me Down was released, but as surprising as it came, it disappeared again and is now gone. Let's talk about it. Hey! So, last night over on Instagram, ABBA Voyage revealed what people voted for their ABBA Voyage Song of the Summer. 6 songs were shown in individual video snippets. Dancing Queen, Summer Night City, Chiquitita, Lay All Your Love on Me, The Visitors, and Don't Shut Me Down. Everything seemed normal and inconspicuous until I heard the snippet of Don't Shut Me Down. This sounded definitely different than the version we know from ABBA's Voyage album. I described this mix as laid back and relaxed. It was a very dry mix with no strings, no synthesizers, only drums, bass and Benny's piano, which sounded very prominent, as well as the lead vocals, which were very clear and front with no echo. The snippet itself was only 10 seconds long and started straight with a chorus. And now you see another me, I've been reloaded, yeah, I'm fired up, don't shut me down. Many people in the comment section quickly caught on and called attention to this different mix of Don't Shut Me Down, some of them demanding to please release this new mix in full length. But something else was off in this new post on Instagram, which was actually the very first thing I noticed. They used a completely wrong ABBA logo, with the B's reversed the other way around. This was also quickly discovered by people in the comment section. I loved reading all those comments, seeing how careful so many of us watch and listen to all the details. Unfortunately, I can't play the snippet here for obvious reasons, copyright, and unfortunately, this post was deleted and disappeared not even 2 hours after it was released. So what was going on here, and what about that alternate mix of Don't Shut Me Down? Where did it come from? First of all, this wouldn't be the first time that an alternate mix of an ABBA song was accidentally released. ABBA is known for having many alternate and early mixes of their songs locked away in the archives. There is an entire book by Carl Magnus Palm written about ABBA's complete recording sessions, detailing not only unreleased songs and outtakes, but also many alternate mixes of songs. ABBA worked on their songs so much that they created different mixes and often shortened their songs again and again until they were satisfied to release them. One of my favorite examples is Hole in Your Soul, which originally ran for over 5 minutes. This first version was mixed differently and had an additional verse and an additional chorus. This version was actually supposed to be released as a single, but it was never released, and they mixed it again, cut it down to the version we know from ABBA the album. Over the years, a few of those alternate early mixes were accidentally released. For example, an early mix of Love Light or an early mix of Andante Andante, which had an additional accordion that we never heard on the original version. So what about that mix of Don't Shut Me Down? Where is it coming from now? We can only speculate. ABBA Diego had the theory that this might be a basic mix of the song that is played every night for the live band at the Voyage show. I have this theory. Could this be a very early mix of Don't Shut Me Down that we know exists and that didn't have the orchestration and overdubs yet? I was reminded of an interview with Benny from December 2018, which he gave to icetheside.com. He talked about a rough mix of the 2 new songs that still needed more work.
I haven't mixed the songs yet, though. They're sort of rough mixes lying around. I'm going to add some orchestra. We're going to do some more vocals, I think, when the ladies are available. But I'll do it. The songs will be ready, be in the can in this spring.
So perhaps at some point during preparations for the Voyage show, filming the performance of ABBA's new songs, they had to use an early mix. However, according to Benny's statement, the final version of Don't Shut Me Down was supposed to be finished by spring 2019. And we know that ABBA did not film until February 2020, so perhaps they did use the final mix of the songs after all. But it's still possible that other people, stand-ins for ABBA, were trying out the performance, rehearsals to see if it all works out, long before they actually filmed the show, and maybe they used an early mix of the songs. What are your theories? And also, how did the person doing this Instagram post actually got a hold of this early mix? What do you think of this mysterious post and mistake? And in case you were lucky enough to catch it, What did you think of this alternate mix of Don't Shut Me Down? Let me know in the comments below. Alright, until then, later!